About business as usual, you bet.
Yes.
And from the time you hear Friday afternoon come, when I start to talk to Gertrude, I don't want you to go and tell me. Oh, yes, boy, come. Separate like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I'm blind. In a variety of packs, come and get your Roscoe snatch.
What, Mr. Roscoe, you're sounding real hungry. I know it's close to lunchtime, eh?
Oh,
But
gosh,
soon I will go for your lunch just now.
Boy, my neighbors want to have a conversation with Miss Pine.
Don't worry, I'm going to check and see what Miss Sheila make just now.
And you see what happened there this morning. I sit down to talking to Gertie there. Before I could catch myself, Ras pull over the car. It's here I hear you packing the stuff and I realize I'm behind time, you know.
But you know me, always on the ball, keeping things alive, you know.
You know me, I like to leave my house with nothing warm on my chest first.
Waiting your chance to go over here. Oh, God. I was packing the things, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's your fault. Yeah, good. I could have organized myself. It's just that I get caught up in the dark. Yes. Oh, gosh, and the same thing I'm telling you. You must never jump to conclusions.
Mr. Roscoe, I'm going to check for the the lunch. All right? I'm coming. I got it.
What, Raj? Raj? Roger? Raj?
Gertrude,
Well,
I see him there all the time, you know, but I really didn't want to come here because I don't really like the guy, you know.
Oh.
But only because of you, I would tolerate it.
oh, gosh, dear.
How you going, Daddy Roscoe?
Well, a dear, the old man hanging in as usual. Oh, gosh, how you doing?
Well, I'm feeling a little better from by the doctor, you know. Things going too right, but I see, I feel something missing between us, you know. I feel like, you know, we don't have the closeness that we used to have. I'm missing that. You know, I try not to let this Roger guy get in the way of things, but I feel like after you're choosing between the two of us, you know, the things used to be so nice long ago.
Oh, Gertie, girl. I don't, you know, I have a special place in my heart.
But it's not like how we used to do it before.
Well, I'm not, things have changed, yes. But there are certain things that will always remain the same.
But I feel that's why I didn't come back to the house over the weekend, you know. The house was so empty when you were gone.
Well, that bothered me a little bit, you know.
You know, it was so empty. That's why I stayed by the doctor over the weekend. He monitored, make sure everything was alright. But something missing. We used to talk in the night and fall asleep watching the television. I miss that.
Them days were good, you know.
You know, we'd sit down here and sell the snacks.
But Roger is a nice fellow. He's a very, very nice young man. And this is a pity that you all seem to be at loggerheads with each other.
Only because, you know, I really don't want to think he's a bad guy, you know. But you know, the doctor really tell me it's poison. I was poison, some kind of poisoning thing. He actually asked me if I had any kind of dairy product in my system.
The poison in it?
It's there, but it says poison, but the only thing I had that had dairy in it was the porridge.
Oh,
But I don't want to believe Roger would do that.
What would me think Roger would do that? You think he's so vicious here?
You would trust him, you know.
I never get so vicious because anybody knows.
Yes, it comes from Daddy Roscoe.
I didn't know you. You saw the doctor said them right.
So who again go be right? If I can't trust the doctor, who I go trust?
What trouble is this? What is it you're really telling me, girl?
I don't want to believe it. I know you trust Roger. That's why I will trust him. I will really try.
Well, please try and hide it. Gertie, girl, I'll tell you something. I'm very confused about the whole situation.
There's nothing to get confused about, you know. You just have to know who you're dealing with. You can't trust people these days.
But there are so many discrepancies in everybody's story when they're talking to me. Now, I am not insinuating that either of you are lying. But
I would never lie to you, you know.
I know that you never lied to me before. Anything go wrong, you know you will come and tell
Of
me.
course, and you know I'm making sure nobody take advantage of you.
But I said in that, I feel safe with that. But look at when I had the story that came to me. man in the latrine.
Let me tell you about that. You see, the fella had come to fix the pipe. I tell you, Roger, he's pseudo, he real false. Because when I came home that night, they had flood all over the place. So I call up Richie and I tell him, come and fix the pipe. He come, he bust the wall and he push in the pipe. And same time he get a walk in. So he run in the latrine. But same time he hear a noise on top the latrine. So he called me on the cell phone just to make sure I know I'm safe. And he tell me some foul thief on top the latrine. So he said, you know what, stay talking. Let's make sure that he feel that, somebody around. And that is why he was deliberately talking to me. And that is why we were having this conversation on the phone so that he would know somebody around and I'm not by myself, so he wouldn't come. But I tell you, I feel he's a voyeur,
What?
A voyeur, that people like to peep. I wasn't sure it was thief.
A peeping Tom?
That's right.
Oh,
Voyeur,
Voyeur?
Voyeur, yes. You understand?
The first time I hear that one?
Yes, and the man, he started to talk to me and he was so deliberately, trying to let them know that. So at least that way, he can't come down until I was able to get the police to come. But you know how things is work slow in Trinidad?
Oh gosh. I mean, sometimes the way it's song it making sense in our quarters.
Yes.
But oh gosh, man, I want all you to get along. I want you to feel that I'm choosing he over you. And at the same time, I don't want him to feel that I'm choosing you over him. Because the fact of the matter is, I have no problem with both of you sharing the space. You know I have enough love to go around for everybody.
Not a matter of love, He feeling threatened because he up to something. And I'm the one who's going to get in between it. You understand?
Well, I have never gotten that type of impression of
He's not going to give you that impression. He could. You know how much wives he had? You think he could have, if he could fool 5 women, he could try something with you?
Well, you sit down and talk with Roger and go on like that, yeah?
Don't worry about that, A woman has find a way to find out what she wants to find out.
But Gertrude, you're scaring me.
No, Dana, I will protect you because I know you have my back too. You don't worry.
Well, you went and do private eye work on the wife.
It's a small world, It's a small world.
What a thing. Girl, I don't want this set of animosity between
I
the
don't
two of
want to
you.
try that Ira school.
Between us.
A lot. Nobody can take away.
At all. So when they talk about Roger this and Roger that, that just disturbs me. Because I don't want you to feel that I'm losing sight of what we have. When I hear you in hospital, you know that make me feel? I feel like it had a big hole in my heart that falls through to my shoes.
It's that same hospital that reminds me how dear and close you are to me, It's because of that same hospital incident, that mishap that took place a few years ago.
Yeah.
That made me used to come here and sit down and want somebody to talk to.
I was just only too happy to be there. And in many ways, you remind me of my own, Gloria.
And you became like that father that I never had, just somebody to talk to listen and not judge. You will know how much I appreciate that. That is why I would do anything for you.
Dear, all I want for you to do is to be happy. That's all I want, real happiness. And I want you to share in mine too. I don't want us to grow apart and we be like some other family where the father don't talk to the daughter and the brother don't talk to the sister and this one waiting for this one to follow with that one and this one fighting with this one. I can't live like that, girl.
That's how I feel like it is sometimes, When 1 minute you see, look how long it takes me to come by you here. Just because Roger was here.
And then that is what we need to fix. That will scare me. I don't want to lose you, girl. We had to watch history between the both of us. You remember the time when you tell me, come with you, you're going karaoke to sing?
Karaoke, I mean, you say about
Karaoke,
karaoke.
you and I hear the music, I hear good it. But the music and put that to it.
But you know what surprised them? Is when you went up in front and you started singing.
You don't have to sing because when they call your name, you're telling me you're right. You're holding me hand like you was police and I street. Well, I have to do something to defend your honor.
I know you always do that.
Man, I went out there and I started to belt out words. Oh, yo.
You see everybody's reaction?
Wait, you know?
Everybody just stop drinking by the bar and everybody just listening. They swear it was a real thing, you know?
Oh, gosh.
Because your voice and all was over the music.
Here now, man. Oh, yo, that become my song, you know? Oh, gosh, girl. And when I sing so, when I finish and I come down with it, what kind of song is that? But you didn't like the song.
Yes, that was our song.
Yes, and I used to sing it to you every night since then.
What about singing it now?
Oh gosh, girl, they do this.
Come now, man. I know you remember that.
The voice is so heavy again.
Come on now, man.
I'm going to give you 2 lines to keep you comfortable. Yes. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances, wandering in the night. What were the chances? Oh, yo.
I wish we could get back those times.
Oh gosh, girl, it's a few days like me last year, you know.
Laughter is really a good medicine, you know.
Oh gosh,
So to tell you, see what you're missing?
Boy, oh gosh, man. I get in flashback. I remember all them times. When we used to just sit down and look on the couch. And you watching the movie and telling me all the action that happened.
But you used to get on like you in the movie?
With me. I used to listen. And I hear the tone that people when they hear things happening so. And I will tell you something, you know. You know what's make a movie that people don't realize?
What's that?
It's the music. It's the music. Because it's based on the music, I used to realize how far we're going and which part we're going and something happening. That is why when I hear the music, believe so.
Yes,
And I tell you, go to you, tell me what happened. Tell me what
but
happened.
you used to know what happened before it even happened?
The music used to send them out. From the time you hear, you do someone in trouble. Somebody going.
But remember the time you pick up your stick and like you wanted to go into the TV?
Oh, God, to get me home right back.
But then again, where is stick? I've given you that for your birthday. I didn't say you don't use it again.
Well, girl, I just use it around the house and so on. But since Raj here, he insists that he had to be married, and he want me to he tell me that the stick will make me vulnerable.
That same stick you could use when you see you think you're going to do something that ain't right.
Oh,
I gave you the stick, that's what I mean. See what I mean? You didn't even use any stick that I give you.
Oh, gosh, girl. I want you to feel slighted or anything, you know. I don't want you to feel slighted, girl. Because you know, we all right.
You have to get back those old time days.
We will work on it. And instead of getting back the old time days, let us make good new time days. You see?
Let's start now.
Yes. I agree. Girl. I agree. Hey, let me hear you say the walk right now, man. In a variety of sacks. You're forgetting. In a variety of sacks. Come and get your rascal snacks. It's you that come up with it.
I know it's just that, you know, I still don't get over how things are, you know.
Oh, gosh.
I'm trying to get out of this mood. I'm really trying to get out of this.
Give me one with gusto, girl. In a variety of packs.
Come and get your
Rascal snacks. Oh, gosh, got it, girl. Oh, gosh, got it, girl. Yes. Man, I'm feeling good, girl. I'm feeling good too bad, man. Oh, when the shop looks right, and I know what you think you in front. And I can see. Tell you. Boss, you know what trap look like. Well, you know walk in front, so you could see the trap and who's going to go back and tell everybody what happened? this way, come this way, come this way.
Which way?
This here, yeah. But I am from the jungle, I know. I have been so many a time.
I going so.
Why are you so stubborn?
Why can't they walk down? I going so. I
You're not afraid of old fools.
What's it?
Old scraps are afraid of us more than we're afraid of them.
I never get so carried away, but I wanna know. I
No,
going so.
that is not making any sense.
So you keep talking.
Look,
Let's go. Watch.
if you come this way, look, let me look at me, look at me. If you walk this way and come here, why you being so stubborn?
Who talk all the talk with what to talk? I going so.
Listen to me. Hold it right, hold it right, hold it right here, hold it
What
right.
I hold it that right for? That right can concern me. Next thing you know, never stay on that right. I
I'm
going
saying it
so.
will help you get through, you see? It's helping me get through. Yeah, through. You see?
Well, it's true. I going
This is
so.
the way to come. I'm through. Stay. I am telling you. I'm putting it to you. Come this way.
When I put it to you, then I going this way.
You go ahead and go the way you want to go. And see what happens to you. I told you not to go that way. Hey, stop. What's that? Shut. Don't move. Don't move. There's something right above you.
What? What?
I don't know. Draw the sign.
Come on.
Don't move. Don't move. It's funny looking.
Where was it?
Looking closer. Don't move. It's dangerous.
Later. Boss.
Hold on, hold on.
Let me just go back and pass.
Don't go back. It will be going to the other side. I told you don't come here. No, but no. Hold on, huh?
What? Where I know?
Well, let's see exactly what it is.
Baby. What? What? What?
Ants! Ants! Ants!
What you? So you want to the thing?
But I need to run the dance. I'm only trying to help you.
Look at what I
Oh, stop whining, man. You're a little woman. We need jungle survival. I'm a bit in there. Oh. Come, let's have a seat. Oh. Ah.
I can't believe you in the ice. That's
Well, sit down and stop whining now, man. We have made it a good way, you know. 2 hours, we here. You haven't found her, but
which part she live in?
you've reached closer.
Closer to what? Closer to Venezuela?
Well, you've reached closer, okay? That's all, that's all. There's a couple of things I need to talk to you about the station. What do you think about this Keith Noel thing?
Who's that?
Keith Noel wanted.
You know we get having broadcasting all over the country. You know we can't afford to be taking jobs like this.
I
Look
agree.
on Dominic. Back at God. Left home.
Agree,
I look for the child.
I agree, eh?
You understand? I find I should do the morning show all by myself. I can handle it.
Yeah, but
I would take that burden spear on my shoulders
I feel
now.
badly that when you were missing for your 2 weeks, no, we didn't come and look for you. You know? I feel badly when I'm proud of you, but I felt badly that you had to go and tell the entire nation that you were still a virgin. You know? Those things, it really, really touched me. You know, because at your age, to be a virgin takes a strong man or somebody who nobody likes. And you most probably are both. But I want to forge on. I think that the morning show is really great with both of you. You have great chemistry. And forge on. No, but you must understand. I mean, if you're living in an environment like this, what do you expect?
What do you mean what I expect? I don't live in an environment like this.
Exactly, so you should help her along. That's what we're doing here.
Help her.
We're showing our hearts.
Boss,
Our
you know
love.
we need to help her right now. We need a long dog chain and a collar and some spike. Tight up dog she neck and carry she down by the